The Vatican is a world apart, a city-state no larger than a neighborhood, yet wielding influence over millions. Its significance goes far beyond religion. It is a center of political power, artistic achievement, and hidden knowledge. To step inside the Vatican is to step into centuries of history, shaped by ambition, faith, and strategy. Every corridor, chapel, and fresco tells a story of devotion intertwined with control. The papacy itself has been at the heart of global decisions, guiding kingdoms, mediating disputes, and occasionally stirring controversy. But what lies behind the visible beauty? Who decides what is revealed to the world and what is kept secret? To understand the Vatican is to peel back layers of mystery where art conveys messages. Politics is conducted quietly, and religion is both a guide and a shield. Even in modern times, its influence is undeniable, reaching into diplomacy, culture, and global consciousness. Rome, the eternal city that surrounds it, adds another layer to this story, a living museum of power, architecture, and history that reinforces the authority of the Church. The Vatican is not merely a religious center. It is a testament to the intertwining of human aspiration and divine purpose. The religious power of the Vatican is perhaps its most visible yet most complex layer. The papacy, with its rituals and traditions, governs the spiritual lives of over 1 billion Catholics worldwide. But behind the grandeur of masses and ceremonies lies a web of rules, protocols, and secretive practices that few outsiders ever witness. The election of a pope, the process known as a conclave, is conducted behind locked doors, guided by centuries-old traditions, and shrouded in secrecy. Relics and sacred artifacts, often thought of simply as symbols of devotion, hold stories of miracles, intrigue, and even conflict. The Vatican archives guard documents so sensitive that scholars must apply for special access, and only a fraction is available. Many of these texts reveal political maneuverings, theological debates, and histories that were once considered dangerous to reveal. Pilgrims come for spiritual guidance, but the Vatican is also a place where belief intersects with control, influence, and knowledge. In every ritual, in every scripture and artifact, there is a layered story, a reminder that faith in the Vatican has always been intertwined with power, carefully preserved and strategically shared. Art has always been a tool of influence within the Vatican, where the grandeur of Michelangelo, Raphael, and Bernini serves not just to inspire, but to communicate messages of authority. The Sistine Chapel ceiling, painted by Michelangelo, is more than a religious masterpiece. It is a visual assertion of the Church's connection between divinity and leadership. Raphael's frescoes in the Vatican rooms reflect philosophical, theological, and political ideas, subtly influencing viewers while demonstrating the Church's patronage of genius. Bernini's sculptures, with their dramatic forms and theatrical placements, transform spaces into immersive experiences, blending spirituality with power. Each brushstroke, each carved line, carries meaning beyond beauty, often conveying a subtle commentary on historical events or the divine right of the papacy itself. Art in the Vatican is carefully curated, its symbolism layered and deliberate. Visitors may see splendor, but the Church sees authority reinforced, messages conveyed, and ideas immortalized. This deliberate intertwining of art and influence shows how culture and faith work together to project power. Understanding these masterpieces requires looking beyond the surface, noticing what is omitted, emphasized, and positioned to communicate messages meant to endure centuries. Politics is inseparable from the Vatican's identity. While it is a spiritual authority, it also functions as a sovereign state with diplomatic missions worldwide. Historically, the Vatican influenced monarchs, negotiated peace, and sometimes even swayed wars. The papacy has been involved in secret treaties, political alliances, and backroom negotiations that shaped European history. Modern diplomacy continues this tradition, with the Vatican playing roles in international relations, humanitarian efforts, and global moral debates. Within the Vatican itself, internal politics can be intense, with factions and influence networks navigating between religious ideals and worldly ambitions. Even papal elections are political in nature, balancing doctrinal views with broader considerations of church unity and global perception. The Vatican's ability to maintain authority while remaining small in territory, but vast in influence, is a testament to its political acumen. Every decision, public or private, reflects a careful calculation of power, image, and spiritual responsibility, blending moral guidance with strategic leadership. Understanding Vatican politics is to see a spiritual institution that never separates itself entirely from worldly influence. Hidden archives and secret documents have long fascinated historians and conspiracy theorists alike. The Vatican's secret archives hold millions of documents spanning centuries, some dating back over 1,000 years. These manuscripts are not just historical records. They include letters from kings, correspondence about political intrigues, and theological debates that were once suppressed. Scholars have uncovered documents that reveal papal involvement in events across Europe, secret treaties, and even letters from figures like Galileo and Copernicus. Many believe the archives contain knowledge that could challenge our understanding of history, religion, and science. Access is extremely limited, and only qualified researchers may view select documents, ensuring that the majority of secrets remain hidden. These archives are a reminder that the Vatican is not merely a religious center, but a guardian of knowledge, carefully curated and controlled. The secrecy itself adds to the aura of authority, suggesting that some truths are too powerful or too dangerous to release. Behind these walls, history is preserved, mysteries endure, and the Vatican's influence continues in ways few outsiders can fully grasp. Rome itself shapes the church and reflects its power. Every street, piazza, and ancient building is a witness to centuries of history, politics, and faith. The city served as the foundation upon which the church's authority grew, offering visibility, culture, and legitimacy. Monuments like the Colosseum, the Pantheon, and countless churches remind the world of the city's eternal status and the church's connection to history. Pilgrims and tourists alike follow paths that trace centuries-old decisions, battles, and ceremonies. Rome is more than a backdrop. It is a partner in the Vatican's story, reinforcing authority through architecture, art, and urban planning. The symbiosis between the city and the church is clear in every corner, from narrow streets leading to grand basilicas to public spaces designed to reflect spiritual and political power. By understanding Rome, we better understand the Vatican's reach, its historical evolution, and the cultural framework that makes its influence enduring and visible. The city itself is a living archive, a museum of power, devotion, and strategy.